Baby, I'm back. Hey, y'all, I'm back looking shiny. I look like the shiny, like when we were growing up and our parents or grandparents would put Vaseline on our Easter shoes. That type of shiny. But I'm trying to do a little glowing something. So I did the mask. So I like it. And then I put my face stuff on after. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, but I like it. Like I said, I feel like an Easter shoe. Anyway, let's get into some things. Just a couple of quick things. We talked about Simon and Portia earlier. Portia won, right? Or got the what is prevailed over Simon with the prenup. Simon came to the internet streets, y'all. Let's see what Simon had to say. I don't think he quite won this battle, but so I believe he deleted it, but the neighborhood talk caught it. Simon took a screenshot of the article written by People that says Portia Williams granted huge victory in ongoing divorce case against Simon Guobadia. His caption, when is at People magazine going to realize that they're being used as a propaganda machine to propagate lies? Here is an excerpt to the Fulton County judge's order, in caps, as y'all can see. This matter is headed to the appellate court level, and a major publication like People magazine is being used to propagate lies. A win is, wait, he says, a win is a stretch. SMDH, shaking my head. Then the neighborhood talk said, not a win, a stretch. Go ahead, Simon. So then a person commented, she is the granddaughter of Hosea Williams. Simon, please. He said Hosea Williams is doing flips in his grave. His legacy did not sign up for his granddaughter's behavior in the last 12 years. Ask first husband how he feels. Child, so he didn't summoned Cordell. Cordell is not perfect by far. I don't know why I always think of that when I think about Portia and Cordell. One of the comments says, poor Simon, he doesn't realize that his receipt shows that the court believes he's being petty and trying to intimidate and provoke Portia. You don't come out looking good, hun. Exactly. For him to say a win is a stretch, she literally was basically protesting his protestment of the prenup. And she came out on top. The judge sided with her. Now, just because he's going to appeal it, as of right now, she has won, Simon. I want him to stay off the internet. Um, and especially because we're not going to see any of this on the season anyway. So, what is it all for? Anyway, Simon, we should have known that he had to respond. Next up, Dr. Nicole. So, remember, I talked the other day, a story came out about Dr. Nicole possibly leaving the Real Housewives of Miami. It had not been confirmed yet. And I was really upset because I love Dr. Nicole. She's rich, beautiful, fabulous. She's a wife, and not saying that you have to be a wife to be on these shows, but I'm just saying when they talk about housewives, right? And she's a wife outside of the house as well. She's an anesthesiologist, all of that. Well, yesterday on Instagram, she did a post. I guess I should have kept that up here. Let y'all see. This is the post that she did. Post of her and her beautiful baby girl. And she says, taking a moment to shine a light on something I've been quietly navigating in my personal life. On March 26th, we proudly welcomed our daughter, baby Genevieve or Guinevere, arriving 5 weeks ahead of schedule and spending almost 2 weeks in the NICU. After this pregnancy, I started to suffer from significant postpartum anxiety, something new that I did not experience with my previous pregnancy. It all started about a week after giving birth, when I found myself having an overwhelming sense of worry and fear out of nowhere. It felt like my mind was constantly on high alert, panicked, and worrying endlessly about the health of my baby, myself, and my family. Postpartum anxiety is more common than we hear about, and it's crucial that we talk openly about it. 1 in 5 mothers experience mental health disorders during or after pregnancy, with most issues going unreported and untreated. By sharing our experiences, we can offer each other comfort and strength and remind one another that we're not alone. This is a part of my life that I'm learning to navigate, and it's been an emotional roller coaster. Given where I am right now, I have decided not to return to RHOM, prioritizing my health and my family is something I need to do at this moment. It's a step towards healing and finding balance. And I hope you can understand and support this choice. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me and for creating a space where I feel comfortable sharing these parts of my life. I hope that my openness can help others who might be struggling and encourage us all to support one another through our most challenging times with love, Nicole. So, you know what? I completely understand. As much as I am saddened by her departure, I definitely understand. Because it would be one thing if she was going through it and felt she could come on the show and share that experience as she goes through it. But honestly, with everything that comes with being a housewife, adding, postpartum anxiety, dealing with that on top of all of that would be a lot for any person. So shout out to Dr. Nicole for thinking about her mental health. On my other podcast, Tales from a Butterfly, I had a woman on named Danny Starr. She used to be on the radio in DC. It was called The Kane Show. She was a host, and she talked about that. And she shares a lot about that because she had postpartum depression with her first child. So she knew about that. Her best friend was a nurse. She knew what signs to look out for when she got pregnant a second time, but she didn't know about postpartum anxiety. And she had that with her second child. And it was so different for her, she said, from postpartum depression. That was something that she had to learn to deal with, the postpartum anxiety. So, like Dr. Nicole said, it's a real thing, something that we don't talk about. 1 in 5 mothers experience mental health disorders during or after pregnancy. And postpartum anxiety is more common than we hear about. So, like I said, I know someone personally who dealt with it and didn't know what it was until she started talking to people and realized what it was. So, again, shout out to Dr. Nicole and her family. And I hope that she continues to work through all of this and gets better and better. And I'm not going to lie, I would love to see her back on our screens one day being her fabulous self. Next up, yesterday we talked about Dawn. Now, I was calling her Dawn Richards. I didn't know it was Dawn Richard from Making the Band and the lawsuit that she has against Diddy. In the lawsuit, Kalenna was named, and we know that Kalenna was with Dirty Diddy. What is it? Diddy Dirty Money or Dirty Diddy Money? One of those. And she was also on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So according to the Neighborhood Talk, they said, oops, Dawn's former Dirty Money bandmate, Kalenna Harper, says she never witnessed Diddy abuse Cassie, though her name is mentioned 33 times in the new lawsuit. Her account reflects her personal perspective. In Dawn's lawsuit, she claims that she and Kalenna saw Diddy partake in multiple abusive behaviors towards Cassie. The actions included choking her, throwing a hot frying pan of eggs, dragging her upstairs, and more. However, Kalenna says that Dawn's truth doesn't align with her own, even though she's mentioned 33 times. In an Instagram post, Kalenna says, while I fully respect Dawn's right to recount her experiences, I want to emphasize that her account reflects her personal perspective and should not be interpreted as a universal truth applicable to everyone involved. She continues, many of the allegations and incidents described in this suit are not representative of my experiences, and some do not align with my own truth. She says she wasn't involved with the things that Dawn made claims of or anything unlawful for that matter. Whew, so Dawn is saying, so Kalenna is saying, listen, Dawn has every right to recount her experiences as she experienced them. However, even though I was with her with those, while she was having those experiences, those were not my experiences, especially the unlawful ones. Listen, none of us were there. We don't know. I'm going to say I wouldn't be surprised if Kalenna actually did have those same experiences as Dawn. I tend to lean more to she probably did, but Diddy has people scared out in these streets. I mean, we know the things that I'll say allegedly, but I mean, we saw the Cassie video, but we know the things that he's allegedly capable of, right? And maybe she feels like he still has ties to the industry or what have you, or maybe she doesn't want people looking at her sideways like, you saw this this abuse happening and you didn't say anything. So I tend to think that's what it is. Again, I could be wrong, but I just feel like she wasn't exempt from saying these things and just doesn't want to be perceived as not saying something now that Dawn is speaking out. But you never know. Again, we weren't there. Anyway, shout out to Dawn. I hope that she gets everything that she deserves, the pay that she's owed, that she said Diddy hasn't allegedly paid her. I hope that she gets everything and that Diddy, if he did all these things, ends up, everything's alleged, but I know I have my thoughts. And my thoughts lead to him being underneath of a jail. Moving on, all this talk about the Super Bowl, talk about Kendrick. Kendrick is not even able to have his, well, he's having his moment, but all these people talking about Wayne and other artists and blah, 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 blah. Well, Lil Wayne has spoken out about being snubbed for the Super Bowl halftime show. Broke me. It hurt a lot. This is according to the Jasmine brand. But is it a snub because he didn't get picked? I'm just saying, like, the conversation has now become he should do it because he's from New Orleans. He's the perfect choice. And as we've said before, the Super Bowl has been held in other places where artists from that area didn't automatically perform, right? So is it that he was snubbed? I know people think that he has a that Jay-Z has a problem with him and that Jay-Z is in charge of picking the talent. But if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Jay-Z recommend the talent and then a board or something like that has to do the final vote? I don't know. But either way, people are feeling like he was snubbed. But is it really snubbing? Lil Wayne is breaking his silence after being snubbed for the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show. On Sunday, September 8th, it was announced that Kendrick Lamar would be the performer for football's biggest night. Considering the game is in New Orleans, Lil Wayne's hometown, many fans criticized the decision, specifically calling out Jay-Z, who produces the halftime show. We know that Nicki Minaj had a lot to say about this. Master P also had some things to say. Many also pointed out that the decision appeared to confirm Jay-Z was taking sides in Kendrick Lamar's ongoing feud with Drake, whose career started on Lil Wayne's Young Money label. Now Lil Wayne is speaking out himself. He hopped on Instagram Live and apologized to fans for taking a few days to address the matter and said he had to get strength to make a statement without breaking. He then thanked fans for their support, adding that their words held me up. That hurt. It hurt a lot. It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. I blame myself for that, but I thought that was nothing better. But I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. So it hurt. It hurt a whole lot. Y'all are effing amazing. It made me feel like not being given this opportunity. And when I felt like ish, you guys reminded me that I ain't ish without y'all. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not being given that opportunity, but I'm working on me. Listen, I definitely understand the disappointment, feeling like me, for whatever reason, maybe you were a shoe. And the only reason I could think he would feel like that was because somebody told him he was going to be, and maybe it didn't turn out that way. But anyway, maybe him thinking he was a shoe in. But when he made the comment, I feel like I let y'all down. Sometimes I wonder when people say that when it comes to something that's out of their control, are you saying that so the public can be like, no, you didn't let us down. We love you. Because we know this wasn't in his control. So there's nothing for him to let down. You know what I mean? It would be one thing if he was given the choice and had to do X, Y, and Z, or given the chance and he had to do X, Y, and Z, and he didn't do X, Y, and Z. And so then the opportunity was taken. Then maybe he could say, I feel like I let y'all down. I mean, maybe he truly does feel that way, but when people say that, again, sometimes about things that are out of their control, it's like, is it just something to say? Is it something to say to kind of make the audience, again, kind of feel like, no, Wayne, you didn't let us down. We love you. And to help make them feel better. Who knows? Because maybe that's what he needs. I mean, clearly he's disappointed and he has every right to be disappointed. You know, who knows how I would feel if I was in that situation. So maybe Kendrick will bring him out. Who knows? So shout out to Lil Wayne, to the Super Bowl, to Kendrick for having his moment. And I hope that's the Super Bowl 2025 show is going to be amazing. Last thing I wanted to talk to y'all about, cats and dogs. Okay. We're going to talk about cats and dogs for a quick minute. And people spewing rhetoric that's based in nothing, not fact, not just, it's not even conjecture, because conjecture is when you are basically giving an opinion based on no fact, right? It's not even that. At the debate the other night, we heard that man throw out that Haitians were eating cats, right? And all of that stuff. Yahoo News has something to say about all that. This was updated today, September the 14th. Well, it's on Yahoo News, but from NBC News rather. It just exploded. Okay, that's the title. It just exploded. Springfield woman claims she never meant to spark false rumors about Haitians. The woman behind an early Facebook post spreading a harmful and baseless claim about Haitian immigrants eating local pets that helped thrust a small Ohio city into the national spotlight says she had no firsthand knowledge of any such incident and is now filled with regret and fear as a result of the ensuing fallout. It just exploded into something I didn't mean to happen. Erica Lee, a Springfield resident, told NBC News on Friday. Lee recently posted on Facebook about a neighbor's cat that went missing, adding that the neighbor told Lee she thought the cat was the victim of an attack by her Haitian neighbors. NewsGuard, a media watchdog that monitors for misinformation online, found that Lee had been among the first people to publish a post to social media about the rumor, screenshots of which circulated online. The neighbor, Kimberly Newton, says she heard about the attack from a third party. NewsGuard reported. Newton told NewsGuard that Lee's Facebook post misstated her story and that the owner of the missing cat was an acquaintance of a friend rather than her daughter's friend. See, all this I heard from this source, that source, and the third. Newton could not be reached for comment. Lee said that she had no idea the post would become part of a rumor mill that would spiral into the national consciousness. She has since deleted the Facebook post. Delete your whole account because you should know better. Even if you only have 100 people following you, posting misinformation, information that you don't know if it's true, you didn't even post it as though it was alleged or that this is what you heard. Like you posted it like it was fact. Delete your whole page. Other posts have also contributed to the false allegation. And let me go back because listen, we've all talked about or said things that may or not be true, but to post with conviction and now look how it has spiraled, right? Other posts have also contributed to the false allegations, including a photo of a man holding a dead goose that was taken in Columbus, Ohio, but was spread by some online as evidence of the claims about Springfield. Graphic video of a woman who allegedly unalived and tried to eat a cat was also found not to have originated in Springfield, but in Canton, Ohio, and does not have any connection to the Haitian community. Local police and city officials have repeatedly said there is no evidence of such crimes in Springfield, but that hasn't stopped the lies from spreading across the country and igniting a national frenzy that landed on the presidential debate stage this week. Former President Donald Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who was born less than an hour away from Springfield, have repeated the baseless allegations. Lee said she never imagined her post would become fodder for conspiracy theories and hate. I am not a racist, she said through heavy emotion, adding that her daughter is half Black. Girl, okay, I'm sorry, is half Black, and she herself is mixed race and a member of the LGBTQ community. Everybody needs to be turning it into that. Wait, everybody seems to be turning it into that, and that was not my intent. The anti-immigrant fervor in Springfield led to school and municipal building closures on Thursday and Friday after city officials received bomb threats. Lee said she pulled her daughter out of school and is now worried about her safety with so much attention on her family. She is also concerned for the safety of the Haitian community. You should have thought about that, which she said she did not intend to villainize en masse. I feel for the Haitian community. If I was in the Haitians' position, I'd be terrified too, worried that somebody's going to come after me because they think I'm hurting something that they love. And that again, that's not what I was trying to do. Immigrant advocacy groups have said these kinds of claims can be dangerous. The Haitian American community in Springfield, Ohio, and around the country is feeling targeted and unsafe because dehumanizing, debunked, and racist conspiracies are being advanced at the highest levels of American politics and are still being repeated. Vanessa Cardenas, executive director of America's Voice, a nonprofit that advocates for immigration reform, said in an email. The false claim that Black immigrants are violently attacking American families by stealing and eating their pets is a powerful and old racist trope that puts a target on people's backs. And it is turbocharged in the era of MAGA when political violence has become commonplace and we have already witnessed violent incidents incited by such rhetoric. Lee said there are very real problems related to Springfield's population boom that caught the struggling city off guard. Springfield was not prepared to address the housing, healthcare, and other service needs that come with the sudden increase of new residents over the last 5 years when Haitians arrived, many of them with protected status under federal law. Still, she never imagined that her Facebook post would set off a national news cycle. I didn't think it would ever get past Springfield. But the fact is, you posted something that you didn't know to be true. So whether it got past Springfield or not, so does she think it would be okay if it just stayed in Springfield and the Springfield residents thought this about the Haitian community? She's still missing the point. You should have never posted it as a fact in the first place. And y'all know that I have not been talking about the election because I've talked about how, for whatever reason, lately every feeling I have is heightened. So if I'm happy, it's heightened, sad, it's heightened, angry, it's heightened, right? And just hearing that man's voice and the stuff he says and the fact that people believe things that are based in lies and can be proven as such, and people still make allowances and excuses. The fact that that man said on a presidential debate stage that Haitians were eating cats, and he stated it as a fact. It is insane to me that people still want to cast their ballot for this. It's insane that people would even repeat that as fact. Anyway, Miss Ma'am, Miss Mamas, I hope you learned your lesson. Now, I don't want anything bad to happen to her family, because of what she did. But I do think you need to delete your Facebook page. Go sit in a corner somewhere, Miss Erica Lee. No, don't even go sit in a corner. Go learn something. Go volunteer with the Haitian community and learn some things. Learn from this. Not even being funny, but for the Tyra thing. Seriously, learn from this, because what she did, she put so many people in danger from that community. And now you want to backpedal and say, I'm not racist. I'm half Black. And I'm tired of people using that as an excuse too. You can be half Black and be a self-hating half Black. You can. Okay. And also you can be half Black and be an asshole. Cause that was a real thing to do, what she did. Y'all do your research. Again, I know I've said it in other videos, but with this election coming up, this is nothing to play with. And this is for all of us in life. Before we start posting, thinking we're only posting to our community, our little segment of Facebook, our few followers, don't post stuff as fact if you don't know it to be fact, right? But even something like this, to me, is not even, I wouldn't even post something like this for commentary, because what? Because that's going to get people riled up. We know how people feel about pets, animals. You know what I mean? So to post something like this y'all know I don't like calling people trash humans. I may say their ways are trashy, but she was trash for posting this. My thoughts and prayers out to the Haitian communities, all marginalized communities. I pray that no one is hurt because of this rumor. Y'all do your research for this election. I beg of you, no matter which way you decide to vote, please do it informed. Now, I'm not going to lie. If you do your research and you're informed and you still vote a certain way, I am going to be looking at you side-eye, but at least do your research. All right, y'all. Enjoy y'all's Saturday and enjoy y'all Sunday. Again, y'all know, I said it before, it's my 23rd anniversary tomorrow. So we're going to go out and I think and do something tonight. And tomorrow my neighbor's having a cookout. So they invited us over. They're pretty cool. We've lived here almost 3 years, so they're really nice. So we may swing by there, or walk right over there. Who knows? But anyway, I love y'all so much. Hopefully I'll be back to talk to y'all tomorrow about some things. But let me know what y'all think about this story that I just read y'all about Miss Erica Lee and her post and how she just never thought it would leave Springfield. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what Lil Wayne had to say. Does this change how you feel about who's performing at the Super Bowl? Or do you still think Kendrick should be allowed his moment? Do you think Kendrick should bring Lil Wayne out? Or do you think if he did it now, it would kind of be like he was either forced to? And do you think Wayne would even do it? Let me know what y'all think about Miss Kalenna saying Dawn had her experience. And even though I was sitting right next to her during her experience, that was her private experience because that's not what I experienced. Let me know what y'all think about Dr. Nicole leaving the Real Housewives of Miami. I know I'm going to miss her. And Mr. Simon Guobadia saying that people saying that Portia is a win is a stretch when in fact the judge said it was a win. A win is a win. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. See ya.